Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Piscesmoongoddess. I am your host, Capri Ellis Love, the owner, operator, and founder of PMG. So today we are going to be talking about why do you want to learn astrology? This will be lesson 1 of the lessons, the mini lessons that we are going today. So I took some notes because I want to be on task for everything. And you guys feel free to take notes. Please take out your pen and papers. Take as much notes of you as you can. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and we will get to it at the very, very end. This is the best way for me to actually teach astrology. I was going to do a front face camera, but that was not working out. I was like, I need my notes. I am a note taker. Comment down below if you are a note taker. I'm a note taker, and sometimes I know it sounds as if I'm reading off of my notes, but I'm telling you guys, I am very, very forgetful, and that is not good at all. But I was like, this is the best way for me to actually help you guys learn astrology the way I learn astrology. So this is lesson 1 of many lessons that we are going to learn. I have my notes. You guys get your notes. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe to this channel, like, share, comment. I stay in my comments, you guys. At this point in time, I want to give a big and huge shout out to the 3 subscribers that I have at this time. I love you guys. Thank you for taking the time out to subscribe to Piscesmoongoddess. It means so much to me. You guys have no idea, no idea at all how amazing you are and how amazing you're making me feel by just subscribing to this channel. So with further ado, let's get started. Might go down to God. With the astrology basics lessons 1, why do you want to learn astrology? Now, in order for you to learn astrology, you need to know why you want to learn astrology. Astrology is a very complex study, and you will not learn everything overnight. Trust and believe me, I'm not learning everything overnight. I'm still continuing to learn astrology. Astrology is a very broad study and is very complex. In fact, you can study astrology for years and years to come and still be a student of it. I am definitely a student of astrology. Once again, I'm still studying and understanding and getting to know what astrology is, what it means, the depths of it, all of that. In order to learn something, I always say you have to be into it, like really into it. Or else along the way, when things get a little harder, you'll either give up or place it to the side and never return to it again. So once again, with astrology, with you wanting to learn about it, you have to really want to learn what is astrology. Because if you just want to do it just because somebody else is doing it, or just because you need something to do, but you're not really into it, you will set it to the side. You will give up. You won't return to it to years or probably months later. All right, so let your reason for astrology be your drive to learning. That's what I say. Just let it be your drive to learning, to whatever you want to learn. Now, let's get into the horoscopes. Stop reading your horoscopes in the paper or online. Just don't do it. And we're going to get into why I'm saying stop reading your horoscopes. Every one of us are created in our own unique design. No one is created the same. That's because no one natal charts are the same. We all have a top 3 in our charts. That is the sun, the moon, and the rising, better known as the ascending sign. When astrologers place readings in the paper or online, that is called an overall broad reading. It is not an individual reading where the astrologers is like digging into your chart, but just giving you like a brief forecast energy reading. That's all that is. And in my intro video, intro to astrology, if you go back, it should be the video before this one. I told you all how I'm going to enlighten you on the basics of astrology, and I am. But what I want for you guys to do is forget everything you ever known, believed of astrology. We are going to just scratch the surface because that's what we're starting from. We're starting from just scratch. Okay? So, if you know a little bit of astrology, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to show you guys how I learned astrology. So first thing first is, what is astrology? Like literally, what is astrology? So first, we are going to ask ourselves that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put up, because I don't want to read it for you guys. I want you guys to pause and actually, if you have to, like, read it for yourself. But I'm going to take a brief moment and I'm going to pause and I'm going to give you guys 4 questions that are mostly asked when it comes down to what is astrology. But I am going to give you guys this. NATO Astrology observes that the positions of the planets at the moment of your birth indicates the style in which each planet component is manifested into your life. I'm going to go ahead and give you the guys that one. And if you want to pause this video and copy that down, that's absolutely fine. But the 4 questions that I mostly get on what is astrology, and here are going to be like the couple of questions of most of the questions that I received. So you guys can feel free and pause it here. Many other questions to ask yourselves on why do you want to learn astrology, but those are the most basic questions for now. Also, if you want to read a little bit more about what is real astrology, please feel free to email me at Piscesmoongoddess2020@gmail.com, and I will send you the article. All right. So what I also wanted to do is drop a couple of goals for this channel today. These are the goals for the channel that I want us to get to. So basically learning all 8 planets, the definition of each zodiac, definition of each planet, and how they affect our daily lives. If we do not get to all that, is absolutely fine. We still have many more lessons to go through this, but this is just going to be lesson 1, 101. Just like I said, I'm trying to teach it like how I teach online, my live online. I'm trying to teach it like that. So this is the way that we're going to do it from now on, for you guys can actually take notes, write it down, go back, research yourselves. But this is the goals that I have for this channel. Now, if you have your birth charts, please pull them out. If you don't have your birth charts, it's absolutely fine. You can go on any free website to get your for free. Now, I am going to say I do charge for birth charts because I actually put everything in there, all the aspects, all the asteroids, all of that. So if you want a birth chart from me, just like I said, you can definitely go to Piscesmoongoddess2020@gmail.com. So yeah, that's if you need your birth chart. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on. Basic astrology takes 4 things into account: the planets, including the sun and the moon, the zodiac signs, the zodiac signs, which is the planets they are in, the houses, and the aspects. Those are the 4 things that we take into account. Also, as far back as ancient Babylon, astrologers divided the heavens into 12 sections of different styles or archetypes that have been noted. I'm sorry. Those are the 12 signs of the zodiac. So basically, since before Christ, they have been studying the stars, and it has been noted for us over time. Started off with the sun, and we're going to stop right here because I don't want to go too fast. If you have any questions, comments, once again, please drop them down below. Please, please, please drop them down below. I do want to go ahead and pause, and I do want to go ahead and read this part to you, and then we'll start with the next lesson. Okay, so we all know that both the sun and the moon are technically not planets, but astrology doesn't view it that way. To be fair, the Babylonians didn't understand that the sun is actually a star. They just knew we lived our day by it and our nights by the moon. Also, I'm sure we all were aware that poor Pluto has been demoted, but Pluto is still a big deal in astrology and very important. Now you can find your own planetary placements by pulling up your natal chart, and some people have them splashed across the natal wheel, while others might have the majority of them tightly packed in a certain area where the planets are located were determined in astrological signs that they are in. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there. Once again, I research everything, so I wanted to let you guys know about that. Mostly that they did not know, the Babylonians did not know that the sun was a huge star. They just lived their day by it and their night by the moon. So we're going to start with our sun sign. The sun sign shows us where we need to shine, and it hands down the most important planet in a person's chart. It is the center of our solar system after all, and it's just as prominent in astrology. It shows who we are by our sign and placement, what we're here to do, and who we're supposed to be. Is your sun sign in the third house of communication? And I do want to tell you guys that my husband, his sun sign is in the third house, which is communication. He is a Gemini. And I always say that Geminis have the gift of gab, because I swear when they tell a story, it's nicely put, it's nicely said. My husband speaks so well, and it's like he does not mess up, mix up, or say none of that. Like, it's just so beautifully put. So I do love Geminis, although a lot of people say Geminis are like the devil of the chart, but that is not true. That is not true. We can learn a lot from each other. So my husband is a third house sun. Also, perhaps you excel at writing or sales. Geminis are very good. Like I said, they're all about communication. So what about the work of the oriented sixth house? So we all know that the sixth house is Virgo. I also love Virgos. I love Virgos because Virgos help you out more on a physical side. I knew this girl who I used to work with. She was a Virgo. And one thing about Virgos, they are busybodies and they have a lot of projects on the side. And she really had a lot of projects on the side. So Virgos, remember, anytime you need any type of assistant and you want it to be assistance and you need it to be to the T, get with a Virgo. Focus on the sun at hand. The sun is the heart of your astrology chart. Okay, so we're going to move on to our moon. The moon represents our feelings, our emotions, and natural instincts. It shows how we nurture ourselves, and in turn, how we were nurtured as a child as well. Your mother is represented by the moon, as in your feminine side. Now, y'all don't make fun of me for the way I say feminine, but for your feminine side. feeling low and gloomy, you want to focus on your sign that's in your moon. So, for instance, or for example, if your moon is in Cancer, Cancers are very nurturing. They're ruled by the moon. They're very loving. My moon and my rising is in Cancer, and I'm very nurturing, very loving. And when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling sad, I like to nurture myself. So that's an example of the moon. The moon will show you what you want and what you actually need. Is your moon tucked away in your 12th house? We all know the 12th house is the house of Pisces. My sister is a Pisces moon. You need a lot of time alone to recharge, and that is so true. My sister and I, we are very, very, very tight. But I tell you one thing, she will nurture herself just by being alone, just to recharge. Like, I can call if she needs to recharge. She's not going to pick up the phone for me, for my mom, for our mom, for nobody. So that's how Pisces moon people recharge, or how they nurture themselves, by recharging. Maybe your moon is in your 5th house of creativity. We all know the 5th house is the house of Leos. Art can always make you feel better. So Leos are very crafty, very creative. So you may be like an artist and love to paint, or you may love to sing. However, or whatever you love to do that's very crafty and creative, that's how you would nurture yourself. So we're going to move on. Well, actually, before we move on, I wanted to drop a quick gem. And I have it up here on the screen for you guys to write down. But I do want to let you guys know that the sun takes 1 month to travel through each sign and circles the entire zodiac in 1 year. As a matter of fact, that is where our concept of year comes from. The moon travels the entire zodiac in 1 month. In fact, our word month comes from moon. Our entire concept of time came about because of the solar and lunar cycles around the zodiac. The first ancient astrologers were very, very observant. So if you guys wanted to pause and actually write that down, I did want to go ahead and drop that quick gem for you guys. So the next sign that we're going on to, actually the next planet, is Mercury. Geminis are ruled by Mercury. And I'm going to go back real quick. I'm going to keep it here, but I do want to let you guys know that the sun rules Leo, the moon rules Cancer, and now we're at Mercury, where it rules Gemini. And I also try to put the signs up here for you guys. Once we continue to go through lessons, you'll see the signs pop up even more, and you'll see how everything ties together in the end. So we're going to talk about Mercury. So Mercury signifies how we think, how we speak, and how we talk. Remember, I told you guys that my husband is a Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini, and the way he speaks is just beautiful. And the way he thinks also, he thinks very logical. Okay? It represents how we process information as well. It is slow and steady in the sign of Taurus. That is true. My husband, although he's from Memphis, Tennessee, he speaks very slow and steady. I don't want to say slow like he's slow. I want to say he speaks very steady. Okay? So if you have Mercury in a friend house, you gravitate toward chatty folks. Now, I don't know exactly I won't even say how true that is, because my Mercury is in, if I'm not mistaken, my Mercury is in Pisces. I have a lot of signs that's in Pisces. I think my Mercury is in Pisces. I'm going to pull up my chart. I'm going to need you guys to pull up your chart as well, because then that way we can see where we're at with this. So my Mercury is in Pisces. So with my Mercury being in Pisces, I actually gravitate towards the soul, because Pisces is all about the unknown, but we'll get into that. So basically, your friends, the way your friends talk, wherever your Mercury is at, that tell you what you gravitate towards, how you think, how you speak, and how you talk. That's what you gravitate towards. So it sits in the career house. You talk about work. So let's say it sits in Capricorn. Y'all know Capricorn are all about the end goal. And if you don't know, it's okay. I'm going to say y'all know, because that's what we're manifesting. We're manifesting you guys to know these things. So I'm going to say y'all know. Plus, I'm from the South, and I love to say y'all. But yes, if Mercury sits in Capricorn, it's sitting in your house of work. Mercury also carries out intellect and shows how we problem solve as well. So I'm going to go back to what I said about me, because I don't have like another chart pulled up. So a lot of these things are going to be towards me or someone that I know. So with me, when it says it carries out intellect, it shows how we problem solve. With my Mercury being in Pisces, it shows like the way I problem solve things is through spirit. I'm going to always pray, meditate on any problem that I have. I'm not going to like go shopping like my mom does. I'm not going to go out to eat. A Taurus may do that. But I'm not saying that if you do have your Mercury in Taurus, I'm not saying this is what you do, but I'm just saying I have my sister-in-law, she's a Taurus. She loves to eat. A majority of Tauruses love to eat because the throat chakra rules Taurus. A Taurus is ruled by the throat chakra. So I'm just saying this is the way that I problem solve. I problem solve by going to spirit, by praying and meditating. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there just to give you guys like an example. You guys' homework is to download your chart, or just like I said before, you can email me at Piscesmoongoddess2020@gmail.com, and you can get your chart from me. And that way it'll show you guys where your Mercury and all your other planets are sitting. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the planet that everybody loves so much, and that is Venus. So Venus displays how we love and what we find attractive and beautiful. It indicates our ideal type of female, the clothes we gravitate towards, colors we adore, and even the music we prefer. Venus also shows where we're charming, graceful, and charismatic. Or if we are charming and graceful at all. A well-placed Venus can indicate a highly sensitive, delicate, and even artistic soul. Y'all want to know exactly, I can't be telling y'all where all my placements is at, but just like I said, I'm going to let y'all know a little bit about me. My Venus is in Pisces. My Venus is in Pisces, y'all. So that tells you a lot about me. Like, my Venus, I love Venus. I love the planet Venus. It's all about love, beauty. Just like I said, all about all that good stuff. And with it being in Pisces, I don't look at people for the outside. I look at them for the inside. I dress, I wouldn't say like a hippie, but in my mind, I really feel like I'm a hippie. And I love romantic music. I love romantic movies. It's just a beautiful thing. I don't want to put too much of this on me, but once again, your job, you guys' job is to find out where your Venus is. Where's your Venus? How do you love? How do you dress? What music that you listen to? These lessons that I'm teaching you guys is going to be about y'all. It's not going to be about anyone else. With these lessons, I want you guys, the goal is for you guys to know yourselves after each one of my lessons. Go back, listen to what I'm saying, the goal is for you guys to learn about yourself. I'm giving y'all the basics now, but we're going to get into it. We are definitely going to get into it. But before we get into it, I have to give you guys the basics of learning about yourself. Okay? The next one that we're going to attack, and yes, I did say attack, is Mars. Mars, the planet where they say the aliens are. Mars is aggressive. Mars rules Aries. And let me take it back because I forgot to tell you guys. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So I wanted to let you guys know that before we move forward. And then now we're talking about Mars. Now, Mars originally rules, in Western astrology, Mars rules just Aries. But in Vedic astrology, which is Indian astrology, it rules Mars in Scorpio. But once again, I don't want to confuse you. We will cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I'm going to teach you the Western way, and then we will get into Vedic astrology. But if you want to write that down for future reference, that's fine. So Mars is an aggressive and masculine planet. It displays our energy, our inner warrior, and the kind of men we are attracted to. This is the kind of men we're attracted to. Your Venus, if you are a guy, don't worry about it, because I'm telling you which each planet attracts. When it comes, if you're a guy, wherever your Venus is, that is how you love. Mars tell you what type of man you're attracted to because it's a masculine planet. So if you are a woman and you have Mars, it tells you what type of man you're attracted to. If you're a man and you have wherever your Venus is, that's what tell you what type of woman you're attracted to. Mars tell women what type of men they're attracted to, so it just kind of flipped. It all displays how we get angry, how intense our temper can be, or if we're more the passive-aggressive type. Mars donates how we start something and how fearless we can be. It's pushy, and it's also a strong Mars indicates a fairy soul. Okay? So, bottom line is, Mars ain't here to play at all. Mars is very, very aggressive, so you have to watch. Wherever your Mars is, you have to really watch yourself. I'm not going to go on and tell you guys where my Mars is at, but what I want you guys to do is look on your chart and see where your Mars is. And then you know how it will play out. All right, so we're going to move on to Jupiter. Everybody loves Jupiter. Jupiter. So Jupiter rules, in Western astrology, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. In Vedic astrology, Jupiter rules Pisces and Sagittarius. Okay, so y'all can write that down. But right now, we're just going with Western astrology, which rules just Sagittarius. The luckiest planet there is, Jupiter reveals where we are fortunate and where we feel optimistic in our life. There is, however, a catch. Jupiter can also show us where we are lazy. Why work extra hard when Jupiter delivers so y'all gonna get me effortlessly. Did y'all guess where my Gemini is at? Because I swear. All right. Just because the planet of opportunity comes with ease, it doesn't mean we can lounge the day away. Don't stop pursuing your goals, which brings us to the next planet, which is Saturn. But let's talk about Jupiter real quick. I'm not going to tell y'all where my Jupiter is at, but where's your Jupiter? Where is it to the fact that you're lazy because it just comes effortlessly? Ask yourself that question. Write down where your Jupiter is at, and then we'll research from there. Comment down below where your Jupiter is at. I know this is just like a lot of commenting down below. Y'all gonna have to watch this whole video through because it's a lot of comments down below. But it's okay. We're gonna move on to the father of all planets, which is Saturn. Saturn signifies our work ethic and where we really push ourselves. It's ambitious, but really, Saturn flaunts our greatest fears and our biggest insecurities. That's why we work so hard in the area that Saturn operates. We're scared of death, of failing there, of course, and crazy cautious as well. The smart ones are up for the challenge and utilize the energy of Saturn for growth. The not so wise of us stay away, never giving themselves a chance to face their fears and rises of success. Y'all know I got all my notes written down, so check it out. Where is your Saturn? I ain't even going to tell y'all what my Saturn is. I'm not doing that no more. But ask yourself, where's your Saturn? Where are you afraid to do that extra push? And why you lean so much into your Jupiter because it's easy. This is going to be a side note. It's not a gem. This is just a side note. I am going to do a good bit of side notes. I may not have it in my presentation because it comes off the dome like when I'm talking to you guys. But Saturn reminds me a lot about our South Node. And if you don't know what a South Node is yet, we're going to get into that as well. But this is just a side note, so hear me out. Saturn reminds me a lot of the South Node because your South Node is your past life and what you're used to. And you always lean back into it because it's easy. Our North Node is where we're going, which is like Jupiter. That's where you find your most blessings. And a lot of us, we don't lean too much into, it's like it's the same, but it's the opposite. Because it's like we don't lean too much into our North Node because it's kind of hard to see where we're going. But that's where our luck is at also. That's where we will find our blessings if we come in this lifetime and do something totally different than what we did in our past. Saturn in the North Node is like, it's hard. It's hard not to lean back into what you know and what works for you. So I just wanted to say that as a side note, but just like I said, we're going to get into that. I just wanted to put that out there. The next beautiful planet that we have is Uranus. Uranus. That's our next planet. Uranus rules Aquarius in Western astrology. In Vedic astrology, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, they're not even a part of it. So I just want to let you guys know that. And I'm sorry, I meant to tell you guys that Saturn rules Capricorn in Western astrology as well. So Uranus illustrates where we are original, free-spirited, or how we do things differently than everyone else. Uranus in our chart is where we shun tradition and march to the beat of our own drums. It's where we are rebellious. A strong Uranus can indicate inventors, geniuses, and crazy people. Astrologers have a strong place, Uranus as well. A strong placement. I'm not going to say anything about where my Uranus is, but where is yours? Where is your Uranus? Also, look back at Einstein. What's that guy named Tesla? Go see where their Uranus is. Because it says here in my notes that inventors and geniuses have a crazy strong placement in Uranus. Because they go against the grain. And sometimes you have to go against the grain to find yourself. You know how some people, they're like, you grew up in a church. You grew up in the church because your mom grew up in the church. Your mom, before your mom, your grandma, your great-great-great, everybody grew up in the church. And you're the only one that comes about and say, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to church. I don't want to do it. And you find your own way and it works for you. And then you have kids and they're like, oh, I like mom way better. Not nothing against the church, but I like mom way better. So you basically walk your own path. You make your own path. And people start looking like, wait a minute, she's doing something different. That's fine. I like that. I'm gonna go this way. I'm not going to church. So check your charts. See where your Uranus is. See where your strong pull is, where you go against the grain. The next planet I love to say is my planet, and that is Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune reveals our dreamy, creative side. It shows us how sensitive and artistic someone is, or how delusional and drunk they can be. Neptune really doesn't care which way you use it. Planet of illusions can also hint at where we see things in an unrealistic way, and is delightfully romantic as well. Check your chart and see where your Neptune is, and that's going to tell you all about yourself, about your Neptune. And the last and final is Pluto. Wherever you find the planet of the underworld, which is ruled by Scorpio, Pluto rules Scorpio, is where you are powerful. This also is the area of your life that you see in strictly black and white terms. No gray area in this area. No gray area. Where Pluto appears signifies where we are intense, profound, and extreme. It also displays our transformative abilities. Pluto represents death and rebirth, but don't get spooked by that. Remember, it's where we can rise up from the ashes like a phoenix. Pluto, which rules Scorpio, is the only planet that has three signs in it. It has the Scorpion, and it has something else, and then it has the Phoenix. I know the Phoenix is the last one because this is where you're actually powerful from. So you're going from crawling, and then you're going up to the Phoenix. So where is your Pluto? Look at your chart and tell me, where is your Pluto? Now, this is the end of this video. I had so much fun recording this for you guys, and all my mix-ups and bloopers, but it's okay because I'm going to keep recording because this is what I love to do, and I'm going to learn through my process. The lesson that we covered today was, why do you want to know astrology, where to get your natal chart, the frequent questions, and just the basic astrology. I love it here, you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, you can email me. I have my email and all my information linked down below. And I also have a text app, but that's only for the VIPs. So like with the VIPs, I'm going to get into that in another video. When you're a VIP, that's like when you're purchasing stuff from my shop. Right now I have Florida water and some sage. But even if you don't need Florida water or sage, that's mostly like if you're on my Instagram as well. VIPs are able to text me like right on demand. You don't have to go through email and wait for me. You text right on demand. So go over to my Instagram, Piscesmoongoddess. Like me there. Follow me there. Follow me here on YouTube, and you'll be entered into my VIP. So I'm going to let you guys go. I love you guys. And once again, always remember, astrology is just a finger pointed at reality. I love you guys. Bye.